Hello everyone, this is Matt from Real World Review, and today we're going to be unboxing the Google Pixel 7 Pro. So once we open up the box, it says, in with the new, out with the old. Reuse the box to recycle your old electronics, etc., which is pretty ironic given the whole trade-in situation that they have. But I'll talk about that in another video because the main focus is the Pixel 7 Pro. So on the box, it's pretty standard. It says 7 Pro on the side, it says Google on the side, it has a Google logo on the top. And then on the bottom, you have the serial numbers and the SKUs. Then on the back, it tells you which Pixel you got, hashtag Team Pixel, which I'm apparently not a part of. Maybe Google can watch this video and change that. I don't know. And it shows the one that I got. I got the Pixel 7 Pro. It looks like they all come with 5G millimeter wave, which is pretty cool. This one's 128 gigabytes and it's the Snow version. So let's get this open and lift up the box. And immediately we see the phone with a little pull tab, which is always nice because it's a pain to, well, let's get this dust off first. It's a pain to lift up this phone. Man, there's really some dust, whatever. But we'll put it over to the side and then we'll go over what's in the box. So in this little thing right here, it actually has the SIM card ejector and the safety information. And that's pretty much it. There's some links to tell you how to like switch your phone, but that's ultimately all you have to do. Okay, I finally got that put back in. I don't know why that was difficult, but either way, under that we have the charging cable. It's a USB-C to USB-C plug, and then we actually have a USB-C to USB-A adapter, which kind of makes sense, but it's really weird that they include this adapter, but not the charging adapter. I feel like it's really just like a waste of space nowadays. But we'll close up the box so we can check out the phone. And here's the phone. So it's glass on the back, obviously. Nice white. Finally, they have one color for the top and the bottom. And then the sides have a nice shiny silver aluminum, which is good and bad. Maybe I'll explain that in a few seconds, or maybe in my review video, but yeah. Then on the top, there's the little 5G ultra wideband antenna instead of the plastic that was on the 6 Pro. But let's take off this screen protector and turn on the phone. Now the interesting thing that I notice is you see how it kind of bounces like this on the screen. It actually vibrates when it hits that bounce. I think that's an Android 13 thing, but I've only seen it on certain Pixel phones, so it's kind of interesting. But we'll skip through all this setup and just go to the home screen, and here we are. And yeah, immediately the brightness is a little bit lower than I would want. And it looks like the display has a lower resolution, and it looks like I was right. So I'm going to change that to 1440p, because by default, it's set to 1080p. The interesting thing is with this screen, you can go 120 Hz or 60 Hz. So it's weird that you can do 1080 or 1440, but you can only do 60 or 120 Hz on the screen. Kind of interesting choice. But one big thing about this phone is not only do we have a password that we can set up, but we can also set up the fingerprint and face unlock. So now I'll go through the face unlock real quick. And really, I didn't really do this properly, but it looks like all you have to do is just tilt your head up and down, and that's it. And then you can decide how you want the face unlock to work, whether it skips the unlock or if it stays on the lock screen. But we can do the same thing with the fingerprint scanner, so we'll set this up. And I'm already getting some errors. So yeah, it's pretty much the same in-screen fingerprint scanner that you would expect. That's slightly worse because for some reason on Pixel phones, they're not the best. But that's the whole point of the face unlock. We don't actually need the fingerprint scanner because face unlock works pretty good. Looks like all you have to do really is just lift your phone up and it scans your face and unlocks the phone. All of those are features that you can have on or off, so that's also a pretty cool thing that you can do. The fingerprint scanner works too. It seems to be fairly accurate right now, but it just all depends on how you use your phone, I guess. And then we have the camera, which has the 2x zoom, which does a interesting shift, even though it's the same camera. I don't know why it shifts like that, kind of strange. And then the 5x actually shifts to a different camera too, which would take a few seconds to do, just like on the Pixel 6 Pro, but for some reason it seems a little bit slower. Then lastly, we have the ultra-wide camera, which does focus now. So I think that's going to be awesome for macro photography, and for some reason I heard someone say that it doesn't work for video, but it looks like it does. So I don't know why they would say that, but it does work. It's not focusing the best. I think you have to pick the focus while you're recording, but yeah, it seems to be working pretty good. And it looks like 4K video does go to 60 frames per second, which is pretty standard. It is cool that you can do it on the ultra wide. I don't think you can actually do that on an iPhone, or at least this is how this works. So on an iPhone, you pick the camera and it doesn't switch through the cameras while you're recording. But it seems like on this phone, you can actually switch to different cameras while you're recording. So for example, right now I have it on the standard, and then I'm going to switch to the ultra wide, and then I can switch back to the standard and then go all the way to the 5x telephoto zoom. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's definitely not as seamless as you would want it to be, but the fact that it does work is pretty cool instead of just making your image look terrible like what the iPhone does. The iPhone only does the switching on 4K 30 frames per second, not at 60 frames per second. Then you got all the normal features on here, like the motion modes and the night sight. But let's just turn off this phone, and I'm going to take a little bit and actually review this phone. So hopefully you look forward to that, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. If you have any recommendations for the review video, let me know in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching.